Do you feel confused, distracted, and lost? Do you find yourself faking life and stuck? Listen and engage with Reflections with Frida. We are passionate about complete physical, mental, spiritual, and social well-being.
Hello, my name is Frida and I am a Christian. This is my very first video I am going to record about reflections. Reflection, it is life-changing. It is something that has changed my life, and I believe it's going to do the same for you. Thank you. And I'm going to start with defining reflection. Muri make, mu magambo makeya, reflection ni gufata umwanya wo gutekereza, ni gufata umwanya wo kwibaza ubuzima bwawe, impamvu ibintu bimwe bibaho, impamvu, the reason why you are stuck, the reason why you are confused, the reason why some things are happening in your life. Reflections help you get to understand everything that happens to you. Recently, I was talking about reflections, and one of my friends said that when you reflect and meditate, it makes you even more depressed. And I told him that this can happen only if you focus on the past. You focus on how you lost your parents at an early age. You focus on how you lost your job. You focus on how you dropped out of school. And that becomes something that is something that you constantly are thinking about. When we reflect to grow, not to get stuck in the past. The real reflection is when you ask yourself, what causes this? How can I improve? What is the problem? What is my part in this? How can I use what I have instead of getting stuck and focusing on what I don't have? There is a quote I love, and it says that life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. That means you don't have to think and reflect and get stuck on what happened to you in the past. But it can help you understand how to move forward. Another thing is we don't reflect to compare ourselves to others. Let me repeat this. We don't reflect to compare ourselves to others. I urge you to reflect and focus on your own weaknesses and mistakes with the intention to become a better person. Not to reflect and think about your weakness and then compare yourself to others. That is a trap we are likely to fall into. Every time you take time to think about yourself, think about how you can improve. Think about how you can become a better person without comparing yourself to others. It is a killer of destiny. Comparing yourself to others, it is a waste of time. It is a killer of destiny. There are 4 importances of reflections that I'm going to talk about. Number 1, you do less mistakes in life when you take time to reflect. Because every time you question yourself why you are doing these things, why am I like this? Why is everything going this way? Like every time you question yourself, you are likely to do less mistakes in life because your heart will always tell you the truth. Number 2, you do less in life that matters. This is what I love about reflections in my life. It has done wonders in my life. You do less in life that matters. I remember the time I was so scattered. I was everywhere, doing everything, passionate about everything. But when you take time to think about yourself, think about what fulfills you, actually search for it. Take time to think and find out that one thing or 2 things that you were created to do in life, and that is your purpose for living. So reflections increases self-knowledge, and the more you get to know yourself, the more you understand what you were created to do. Number 3, it allows you to be in control of your life. The more you reflect, you get to have self-knowledge, and the more you get to have the self-knowledge, you know exactly what you want to listen to. You know where you want to go. So you are in control of your life. You have to unlearn some information. You have to relearn some information that are so helpful to you. Number 4, it helps you to make the right choices in life. Because every time you make a choice, every time you make a decision, you ask yourself, is it true? Am I being true to myself? You just want to dig deeper and try to understand, to examine the motives, to know the intention of making this choice. You really have to look into different corners of your life why you are making this choice, so that you will not regret in the future. Do you feel confused? Reflect. Have a constant self-talk. Take time. It takes taking the time to understand why something is going on. Is it your problem? Is it something else that is causing the problem? Actually, most of the times, we fall into a trap of blaming everything else except ourselves. So when you reflect, most of the times, every time, start with yourself. Do you have a part in causing that confusion? Do you feel stuck? Think about your actions. Think about the choices that you make every day. You do not want to waste time, 1 year versus another one, and another one, and another one, when you are still stuck somewhere. Please take time to reflect. Put your phones down, shut down social media, and get in touch with yourself. Think about yourself. There is nothing that is frustrating, that is draining when you are going through the motion. You don't feel a sense of fulfillment. You don't feel a sense of joy in life. You are just frustrated. And that is where illnesses start coming up. Mental health, physical issues start happening just because you are not taking time to think about yourself and trying to improve. So I urge you, and I teach myself on a daily basis. Reflection starts as a practice that you can do even during bedtime. And the more you do it, it becomes a habit of your mind. Every time you do something, you question, why am I doing this? Why am I reacting like this? So the more you have that constant self-talk, the more you become a better person. You are improving. You are being transformed in the process. So take time for reflections. Please put your phones down and turn off external voices from outside, from social media, from other people. We are always distracted. We are always everywhere. Just let's take time to think and stay quiet in solitude and find a purpose. For the sake of a higher goal, let's take time to do reflections. Thank you so much.